Hey, it's David from davidinprogress.com. Can you believe that it is already 2020? A whole decade has somehow flown by and a new one is here. What a fantastic time to look a little bit towards the past, but look a lot towards the future. And a lot of you probably do this at the beginning of the year, and many of you may call this New Year's resolutions. And you've seen the results of that. You know how it's going to be the next couple of weeks. You go to the gym, it's going to be packed. You're going to see people with these intense looks on their faces as they're working out. You come back in March, most of those people are going to be gone. You see, what happens is a lot of people set resolutions. They don't actually set actionable goals. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. I am a goal setter. I'm a person who has written down my goals and have those in writing going back many, many years. Have I always succeeded on all these goals? No. But what I have done is each year I have intent and I write them down. And over the years, I have learned some ways where they work and I have learned some ways where they don't. So today, I want to share with you some tips for goal setting, what has worked for me and what might work for you. You know, I think the most important thing when it comes to goals is to use the SMART method. Specific, measurable, obtainable, relevant, and time-bound. Google it. I might post an article below if I find a good one to give you some deeper knowledge to it. But in a nutshell, SMART, specific. What is the goal? What is it that you really want to accomplish? If you don't have specifics, you just kind of made a high-level wish. You got to really know what you're trying to go after. And then the second thing is you need to measure it. You need to have some milestones along the way of how you're going to know that you're progressing towards your goal and then how you're going to know when you have completed it. The third thing is it needs to be attainable. You know, I love music. I would love to be a fantastic guitar player. I even owned one for a while. It didn't take me long to figure out that that just wasn't going to happen. I wasn't going to reach the level of success that I really wanted to be. I just didn't have the skill for it, so it's not obtainable. The next thing is your goal relevant? You know, is it something that's actually going to bring meaning to you? Is it something that's going to help you be that next better person that you're longing to be? And then time bound. A lot of people said a high low, oh, I'd love to lose some weight. Oh, that's great. Well, when do you want to have that finished? Oh, I'd love to be out of debt. Well, how long is that going to take you? So set a time stamp. When do you want to be done? You're going to start, right? When are you going to finish? So SMART, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. If you do nothing else, if you do nothing but write down 2 big goals for this year and detail it out in that manner, you will be very successful. Now listen, if you really want to go deep, you want to break it into some other categories. And this is more advanced goal setting, but if you haven't ever written down goals before, this may not be the thing for you. This is what has worked for me. You see, I don't want to just work on 1 or 2 things. I want to work on the whole me. I want to work on everything around me to make it the best possible year that it can be. And I do it by writing it out in these categories. The first one is faith. And what am I going to do in my spiritual growth in this year? What did I succeed in last year that I'm going to carry forward into this year? You know, one of the things I do is gratitude. I try to put myself in that state of being thankful for all the things around me. Even sitting out here outside today on this beautiful winter day, I can think of several things that I'm just so very thankful for. I do a daily Bible study, and I try to spend time with people that help uplift me in a faith-filled kind of way. For you, it might be different, but that is something that's most important to me. The second category is family. And this is going to be a great family year for me in 2020. It's my 25th wedding anniversary this coming year, and my son is going to finally graduate from college. Very exciting events on the way. And one of the reasons I think that we have been successful as a family is that we make it with intent. Every year I sit down and think about what can I do as the husband in the family to be the best I can be within that role. What can we do as a family to come together to do things and to be as good of a family as we possibly can be? So I've written down about my faith. I've written down about my family. Now I'm going to think about my physical self. And by physical, I just don't just mean my body, that perpetual weight that I'm always working on keeping off and getting off. That is for sure when it comes to January. So I have my physical fitness, but I also have my mental fitness. Am I going to continuously learn this year? How many books am I going to read? What am I going to do to grow not only my physical self, but my mental self? The next category is finances. This is a very important one to me. I've been 100% debt free, or my family has now, for many years, and I don't think we would have ever got there if we hadn't practiced intent with our finances as well. It is how we got out of debt, and it's how we're building that wealth so that we can retire someday. So you're going to want to write down your financial goals. Where are you at now in your finances? Where do you want to be 6 months from now? Where do you want to be at the start of 2021? And where do you need to be to get that really big financial goal that you're trying to accomplish? And I've taken care of my fitness. I've taken care of my finances. And I've taken care of those other things. I got to take care of the engine that's going to take care of much of that, which is my career. So within my career, I have goals set. I'm a leader. I have people that report to me. It becomes especially important because what I'm doing in that role impacts people in a lot of different areas, not just myself, but those that work with me on my team. So in my career, I'm going to look at how did I do this last year? What metrics did I accomplish? What goals did I reach? How can I be better in this next year? And how can I be a better leader to help those around me also be better in their roles? That is a really important thing. I also have service. Now, service is how am I going to serve others? What volunteer work am I going to do this year? How in the groups that I'm in, the various volunteer opportunities do I have, how am I going to be someone within that group to serve others? Because service is a key value in my life. And then I have adventure. It's really cool to be out of debt. It's really cool to be doing great in your career, but you also got to have some fun along the way. And so for me, I always write down some trips I'm going to take, or maybe even a simple adventure here in the city that I'm going to go on, something that I'm going to do. Now, most of those goals were contained within my single year. So then I also have to have a category for the big beyond. And that is what I'm going to do beyond this next coming year and what I would like to have accomplished in the next 5 to 10 years, and maybe even a little further. And then those are kind of, I call those, or you may have heard them referred to as big hags. Big, hairy, audacious goals. And those are important to write down as well. So I could go into a lot of detail in each one of those categories. That's a lot, I can tell you. So again, if you've not done goal setting before, just keep it simple. Write down a couple of things you're going to do in this next year. Once you've seen those things accomplished, I think you might get addicted to it. And you might want to go deeper. And you might want to come up with some categories. And then next thing you know, you're going to spend hours on your goals. Key is writing them down. The next key is not to set and forget. You've got to keep that someplace where you see them. You got to be checking them regularly. And then the third thing is to have an accountability partner. Share those goals with someone. Well, that's it in a nutshell. That's how I set my SMART goals and the various categories that I use. I want to take a moment just to thank you for stopping by. If you got value from this video, please give it a like, and it'd be fantastic if you left a comment or two, and even if you were to subscribe. But regardless, I'm so glad you came by. You know, I have a good feeling about 2020. I think it's going to be a great year for you, and I think it's going to be a great year for me as well. I hope you'll stop by occasionally and check out my videos, but most importantly, I hope you find great success as we start this new year. Thanks for watching.